So let's get back to our little design here. You're designing this set of swales to trap the water, and you're going to grow things on those swales, and they'll take up the water. You'll put your mangoes and bananas if you're in the subtropics and tropics, and they'll take up that soaked water into the landscape, and you'll harvest it as mango juice later on. So you've trapped it as long-term energy stores. But you can never trap it all. And when some of the big rains come, the water overflows your whole system and goes out the bottom. So think, okay, let's just improve this a little bit. Let's put an animal house here, let's say, above the top of the topswell, at the top end. They're not necessarily sloped, they just overflow at this end. And this animal house drops manure in here. It's set up to do it that way. And when this topswell floods, it now floods manure soup along here, or manure tea. You just have to position that, and it does it for you. This water just dilutes that manure and spreads it evenly through. And that overflows and does the same on the next swell in a slightly diluted form. And then again on the next swell as it overflows. And again, you lose it at the bottom in the end. But if now you interrupt it, and just before it goes off the property, you put in a silt trap pond, you might fill it full of gravel, and plant it to reeds that have anaerobic roots that take out suspended nutrient in the water, or a lot of it. You never get it all. This then rampantly grows reeds and cleans out the bodies of the reeds, take up a lot of that diluted manure, not all of it, but a lot of it, and clean the water up somewhat before it goes over to your neighbour. Every few months you can come along now, you now as the orchestrator of the system, you can come along and cut that. Cut those reeds. You might even have to pull some out to thin it out a bit so that reed bed, gravel, silt trap pond doesn't clog up. And then you take those up here to the animals, either as bedding or as a mulch yard, or even some reeds are quite edible to certain animals. So what you did there was you sent some of that energy trip-trapping back through the life web as a designer.